Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media, and there are loads. The fallout and the reaction to the past 2 days has been absolutely huge. There's been news all day. I'm sure it's going to continue. We may even have to do a bonus episode of Unseen tomorrow, but no guarantees. It really depends what's going to happen in the coming hours, right? And if there's going to be even more news that comes out. But let's start with the WWE folder, and let's start with something which doesn't feel very WWE related, but I'm going to explain why it could be. So here, KSI news, breaking. KSI is rumoured to be stepping in and fighting Conor McGregor, with Logan Paul focusing on WWE. KSI said it's not rumoured. I'm very down. So this is interesting because this is a massive opportunity for Logan. Why would he not take it? Why would he rather focus on WWE? Because we're talking serious money with this fight. If this news is true, and I probably wouldn't have included it had KSI not commented on it. But if this news is true that Logan is out, KSI is in, and Logan is not going to do this fight, it's got to be for some serious reason. There's got to be a serious reason as to why Logan would pass up this opportunity. So we're going to have to watch and see how this plays out, but that is very much something to just be aware of, right? Bradley, shout out to you. Sportskeeda are reporting that WWE currently have no plans to publicly release the Netflix numbers. Now, Brandon Thurston, who looks after Wrestlenomics, runs Wrestlenomics, he actually put a post out which was then later deleted. He said he had seen some numbers that had reported that about 650,000, around that kind of ballpark, was how many people in America had tuned in to watch on Netflix. Now, that number is shockingly low, right? He also said that the same company that had reported that number said that the number was around 700 and some thousand this time last January. And he says he knows that that's not correct. So he said, you've really got to take this with a pinch of salt. But they're implying that this was actually a decrease from what WWE had done last year, but the numbers they had reported didn't seem very accurate anyway. And as I said, he said, take it with a pinch of salt. He didn't like the look of the numbers, but he still published the tweet, right? Since then, that tweet has been deleted. So the bottom line is, that's the only thing I've seen regarding any kind of number, and it strikes me as being nonsense, right? So it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any kind of publicly released numbers. We know that the show went in at number 1. We also know that Netflix have got the ability to put it at number 1 if they so desire. So, you know, the numbers might not even have been that it was their top show. If they want to put it there, they can put it there. They can do what they want, right? There's no one they have to answer to. So, yeah, it's just a lot of guessing, fumbling around in the dark. No one really knows the numbers, and we don't know if we're ever going to find out the numbers. I think there's a bit more information regarding that in here, like this, Christopher. So the early words on viewership is that they are great, but Netflix is still getting the numbers together. There is a lot of excitement in both WWE and Netflix circles about the numbers. So real conflicting stories. We just don't know, is the honest answer. Right, Courtaholic. So CM Punk and Seth Rollins have a very, very real animosity towards each other, claims Bully Ray. The word that I got was that from a very, very trusted friend and confidant within WWE, was that these two guys, although maintaining the utmost levels of professionalism, do not like each other. So Bully Ray has said that there is real life heat between these two. They genuinely do not like each other. And that has come from a very, very, very trusted friend and confidant within WWE, which I just thought was very interesting for those that wondered what the real life relationship was between them. Apparently there is no love lost. Right, Triple H has put this out. Obviously, we've looked at it previously. I think it was in yesterday or the day before's Unseen. Turn the volume up. It's about to go down. Yeet. Saturday night's main event comes to you live nationwide from San Antonio on January 25th. And it is Jey Uso on the poster, right? I'm sure he'll be on the show, right? It doesn't always mean they're going to be on the show, but it's a very interesting choice to go with Jay when you could have Cody, or you could have Roman, or you could have, The Rock or Drew McIntyre, or a collection of superstars. To just go with Jay is a very interesting choice. So I'm guessing it means he will be on that show, but no details. And I know people are going to say, how do we watch it in the UK? We don't know. We don't know if this is going to be on Netflix. We don't know if they're going to put it onto YouTube like they did previous. Honestly, they could go either way with that. We really don't know what they're going to do for international viewers at the moment. So, Robbie, shout out to you. Yeet. Right, word of wrestling. Lola Vice sign confiscated. Seems like they were confiscating signs over the past couple of days. So the CW camera crew confiscated Lola Vice's sister's signs at NXT. I was so sad that no one got to see my Lola poster. So Lola Vice's sister was there. She had a Lola Vice sign. I mean, obviously we've not seen the sign, so we don't know what the sign said or what imagery was on the sign. But either way, it got confiscated, and that's not the first time we've heard of signs being confiscated. There was one to do with Chemical X, which looked very innocent. Apparently that was confiscated from an NXT show last night as well. Right, Robin, shout out to you. So Nikki Bella's appearance on the Raw on Netflix debut was WWE's most viewed and liked Twitter post from the event. That is insane. 4.2 million views, 67,000 likes at the time of press. Currently number one for 2025. Hogan, Rock, Cena, all in attendance, but it is a Nikki Bella post that is the most viewed and the most liked. I'm really pleased for her. If you think about everything she's gone through, I am really pleased for her. And, there's been lots of word from Nikki and Brie that if WWE are interested, they're interested in listening to creative ideas. They'd be willing to come back and do some stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's something we should explore. I'd be really interested to see the Bellas in this current women's division being booked by Triple H rather than Vince. I'd like to see that. I think that they don't really get their flowers because they're from that Divas era, and they kind of really embodied the Divas era. They were kind of the faces of the Divas era. If you think about Total Divas that then spun into Total Bellas, and you think about all the drama and everything around them, I mean, they kind of really embody that. But they are so important as well. They brought in so many new eyes. There's so many women and girls, boys as well, I'm guessing, that discovered WWE through those shows and because of the Bellas. So I would like to see them back. They said as well, I think it was Nikki, she said, after everything I've been through, I just needed a really good hug, like a real meaningful hug. And she said, I got that from Steph. And she was like, Stephanie McMahon is like the best hugger. She said she was the first person I saw, and she gave me just the best hug, and it really picked me up. It really lifted me up. She talked about how on the red carpet she was so nervous. It was like excitement, but nerves and anxiety and all kind of mixed in, and she was really going through it. So yeah, I'm really pleased that the WWE fans have responded that way for her. NXT was delayed in some markets due to the fires in California, and it's only really now that I'm seeing the damage that's been caused. I mean, it is horrific. The wildfires, absolutely horrific. So apparently a delay to the broadcast of NXT. I mean, obviously that is irrelevant, considering the damage that's been done and the upset that's been caused and lives that have been lost as well. So thoughts very much with everyone that's affected. I did see Natalya and Bayley commenting on this, so we should have some messages from them later on. Liv Morgan just an hour ago putting this out. So even though she's lost her championship, she's still got Dirty Dom. Don't know how she feels about Dom after putting his arms out, wanting to make amends with Rhea, but that's why I wanted to include this, because there doesn't seem to be any issue between them. There is also some footage actually of after the match, her grabbing Dom, like grabbing a hold of him. Like, seems like this relationship is still rock solid. Seems like, all right, I might have lost my title, but I've still got Dirty Dom. So I thought that was a very interesting post. Okay, we just spoke about how CM Punk and Seth Rollins don't like each other, right? And apparently how that animosity is very real. But Wrestlemania reporting CM Punk said to the ref to check on Rollins after hitting that final GTS, right? And actually, I've heard that it might have really connected. That final one might have really got through. And there's even an image doing the rounds of Seth with just a little mark below his eye. I couldn't establish if that was genuinely taken from after Raw on Netflix, or if it was like an old image that someone was trying to pass off as being current. So that's why I didn't include it. What I might do is just look into that a little bit more after recording this, because if Seth has got a little mark on his face following this final GTS, that's obviously very interesting. So if it's on the thumbnail, right, then you'll know that it's genuine. If it's not on the thumbnail, then I've either not had a chance to look into it, or I've discovered that actually it was just someone trying to get engagement, which happens all the time on social media. So yeah, that's doing the rounds. Natty said, my heart breaks for those affected in California by the wildfires. We are looking for ways to help too. I hope everyone can get to a safe spot as soon as they can. Thank you to all the firefighters and the first responders. Bayley said it's heartbreaking to see what's happening just down the road in Southern California. I'm so sorry to everyone affected. I'll be looking into ways to support, and I'll be sharing soon. Stay strong, Cali. So a message from Natalya and Bayley. Right, John Cena is probably choice 1 or 1A internally when it comes to winning the 2025 Royal Rumble. That coming from WrestleVotes Radio. So that's big. That's big. So at the moment, John Cena internally the favourite to win the Rumble. Right, Robin, shout out to you. So, massive NXT New Year's Evil 2025 pulled in its highest viewership since September 2019 with 957,000 viewers. It's the third highest figure for the product ever. Obviously, massively helped by having The Rock, one of the world's biggest superstars, on the show. That, of course, I mean, you'd be foolish to think it was anything else, really. We've had championship matches before, and we've not come anywhere near this number. Of course, riding on the coattails of Raw on Netflix as well. So, of course, that was, big kind of promotion. I think we were still in the same area. There was potential for a few main roster stars showing up, but The Rock was advertised anyway. Only 24 hours before, though. It was only actually during that Raw show that we found out he was going to be there. But listen, the message and word got out, and they got the results. I wonder if there's a little bit of disappointment that they just couldn't break that million mark. They're so close to it. 43,000 people, that's all. And they could have had 1 million. So, yeah, I mean, an amazing number. Of course, The Rock played a monster part in that, the big part in that, but a brilliant result. Very well deserved. Big Bronson Reed said, I've upgraded from cast to boot. Still no weight bearing, but progress is progress. So just a bit of an update there for Big Bronson Reed. He's been very clear about the fact that he's not going to be coming back anytime soon. He's out for WrestleMania. He certainly won't be in the Rumble or anything like that. I wonder how he feels about coming off the top of the cage. I wonder if he looks at it as being like, the kind of key peak moment of his career and he has no regrets. Or does he just think, if I hadn't have done that, I would have been at Saturday night's main event. I would have been on Raw on Netflix premiere. I would have been at WrestleMania. There's got to be some regret there, hasn't there? There's got to be some. It was a great moment, but was it worth it? That's the gamble, innit? That's the gamble, risk and reward. Triple H said, I don't get the chance often, but I love being on this side of the guardrail. WWE NXT was epic. I'm so proud of those men and women. The future keeps getting brighter. So there we go. I don't think he wasn't there all night. I'm pretty sure he was there for the picture and then he went back to Gorilla. So he's kind of making out he was there watching match after match after match. I mean, I certainly don't think that was the case, but either way, cool little moment and a little comment from Triple H. Right, the reason behind the major title change at Raw. So Mattel, thank you. So again, WrestleVotes reporting that we are going to do 2 women's title matches, the world title matches at WrestleMania. And so that's going to probably mean 4 women, right? And apparently they're interested in Becky, Charlotte, and Rhea being 3 of the 4 women. So if those are going to be the 3 of the 4 women, there just wasn't any room for Liv. Like, apparently she's not planned to be the 4th. Now, obviously, at the moment, it seems like Tiffany is going to be the 4th, but that would imply that we're going to do Rhea Becky again, because word has been Charlotte Tiffany for a long time, and I'm struggling to believe that we're going to do Rhea versus Becky again. So actually, I don't quite know what's going to happen there. I wonder if there's a chance that becomes a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, because I really can't see Rhea versus Becky being done again. I'm really struggling to see them doing that. So Charlotte Tiffany, I think, makes a lot of sense. I can go with that, but yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. 3 of the 4 women, Charlotte, Becky, and Rhea. So, yeah, I don't know. No mention of Tiffany, but she's got to be the 4th. I don't think they'll take that title off her unless there's some sort of disaster. Unless, like, you know, all the hype around her just completely goes away between now and WrestleMania. So, interesting. Just something to be aware of. Okay, something else to be aware of. Let's do Wyatt's next. Okay, so inside the Wyatt Sicks folder, they tweeted this out. We're going to listen to the words because the pronunciation is a little bit difficult. And honestly, I can't remember quite how you pronounce them. So, Wendy Lucho, thank you. But we've got our first words.
Antecho.
Antecho. We've got our second words.
hesychia.
Hesychia. And then we've got our third words.
ekdikesis.
Ekdikesis. The tricky words, aren't they? They could have made them a bit easier for us. Abby, shout out to you. Let's whoosh this over because this is Greek. It's biblical as well. The words translate to, the first one is I'm strong, I'm healing, sustaining from damage. So all of this feels like it connects to Uncle Howdy. Then the next one is resting, right? So healing, resting, quiet, silence. The third one, revenge. Right, translation, courtesy of my Greek queen, Evelina T. So, Abby, thank you. Swoosh that back over. So, I really like that. All of it connects, makes sense. We know that Uncle Howdy has not been seen for a while. Since he had the powder thrown in his face, it seems like he is healing, resting, and is coming back for revenge. Feels pretty straightforward, right? I would say that's fine, no problem. But then they've done journal entries for each one, which feels very kind of OTT for this. Feels like we've gone quite big, quite dramatic for something that doesn't really feel like it needs to be as big and doesn't need to be this dramatic. So I'm very surprised that the journal entries were updated. And actually, I think a lot of you were as well, because it seems like Rob Fee had to send a message out to basically say, check the journal. You might want to check the journal. Because this just didn't feel like it warranted that, you know? So kind of caught people by surprise, really. Word of Wrestling as well was wondering if there was maybe a deeper meaning in there. That second one, which we can listen to the pronunciation of it again.
hesychia.
Hesychia is a demon goddess of silence. No one can tell me the picture below doesn't look like Alexa. Definitely can see a resemblance there. Is she going to come back as a goddess of silence? Not sure. Honestly, not sure. Word on the street is she's not going to come back and go straight into the group, as we know. But those plans, of course, can change. I think for that to have a double meaning is possible. But I would then wonder why we've not done the same with these. And so, you know, could there be something else there? At the moment, I'm leaning towards it being Howdy and it being these things because it just fits and it works and I get it. But yeah, I like this. And it's a very interesting image that you found as well. So digging a little deeper, always a good thing to do. So Word of Wrestling, shout out to you. Fiendish Howdy, just pointing out that when it comes to the revenge, Bray said that was a confession of pain. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Bo definitely did feel pain. I think he did suffer. I'm not even talking so much about a physical pain, but the fact that he lost that match, I think he did feel a pain there. And so he's gone away to heal physically and emotionally. He's resting, he's waiting. He's coming back. He's going to have his revenge. Word of Wrestling, digging even further. Finding this image, you can see, again, that second one.
hesychia.
So there was a vinyl that is called that, and it's got a very interesting image on the front of it. So again, just having a look, seeing what else is out there. I like to show off the workings out of what people are finding. I think that just adds a bit more depth to things. So Word of Wrestling, shout out to you, very good. Anime Fiend Zeno said Rob messaged me. So Anime Fiend Zero got a message from Rob. I would check the journal, right? And so that's exactly what Anime Fiend Zeno did, and then saw there was 3 new entries, right? So here are the new entries, the 3 new entries. And this was amazing as well. So Metal Mama, who we know does real deep dives, really breaks these things down. If you want to get her thoughts on these entries, she's put them up, right, 7 hours ago. And it was so detailed, it was so good, that even PW Nexus, who are a trusted source of information, they were like, this is very well done. You've just earned my follow. So Metal Mama actually got a follow for her detailed breakdown from PW Nexus, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. It's pretty impressive stuff. So many congrats to her for that. Let's have a look and see what's said, shall we? Because this might give us a bit more insight into what all of this means. So we've got the first one here, right? Again, I'm going to go back to my pronunciation.
Antecho.
Antecho. So, a house built upon sand cannot stand. The winds blow and the foundations crumble, which I believe this is in the Bible, this story of building a house on the sand. They weaken as we slumber, a snake swallowing its own tail, blinded by misguided anger. In time, you will see. So that is the message on the first one. If we go back and go to the second one, which is
hesychia.
Hesychia. In the stillness we breathe. So this one is based on waiting, right? We reflect, we heal. Do not let your mind become overtaken by darkness. You are not forsaken nor forgotten. We are all on this journey together. You are seen. In time, you will see. That one, I think, feels very like I'm being patient. I'm waiting. No one's going to forget about me. So that one, I think, is quite straightforward. And then we've got this one here.
Ekdikesis.
Ekdikesis. Be not mistaken. My wrath will be swift. I do not forget the taste of blood in my mouth. Consequences are inevitable. So that one very much seems like it's just based on revenge as well. So I wondered if there was more to this in regards to, does the first letters do anything? Does the last letters do anything? You know, I'm kind of clicking around trying to see if there's any kind of anything I've missed. I'm sure people have searched the source code and all this kind of stuff. Maybe there is some stuff that's hidden. Maybe there is some stuff that we're just not seeing. It does seem quite OTT for this situation. I don't know if he's gone away for a little while for a break, the holidays, maybe he's picked up an injury that they didn't expect him to pick up. I'm really not sure why Howdy's not been around. But it does feel like they're trying to make a bit of a deal out of him not being around. And obviously this just leans into what people have been saying about the fact when he comes back, he'll come back with someone else, which goes back to what Word of Wrestling was saying about, could that connect with that demon, you know, could it connect to the demon goddess of silence? I'm not sure. I mean, I think people know my feelings on it are that I think that she is going to come in separate to the group. I still don't feel like the story at the moment really needs her, but we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? I mean, I don't think the story needed 3 journal updates, but we got them. So, yeah, quite a bit for Wyatt Sicks fans to get their teeth into. Maybe nothing as juicy as, you know, taking us down into rabbit holes and all that kind of stuff, but I think this kind of backs up the fact that we can get a bit more excited about the fact that we probably stand a good chance of seeing him on Monday now. So, very good. That was the Wyatt's folder then. Let's reverse out of that and let's go into the Rock folder. Obviously, he's been having quite a few people talk about his segments over the past few days. So, PW Chronicle, some people within WWE still expect The Rock to be at WrestleMania 41 in April, but it's likely he won't compete in a match. The situation is touch and go until a final decision is made, which likely hasn't happened yet. So, even as we're sat here now, It's being reported that no final decision has yet been made as to whether he's going to be competing at WrestleMania or not. It really felt like the past 2 days, the message was that he's not going to be competing at WrestleMania. There was nothing that felt like storyline progression. It felt like storyline regression. It felt like we were going backwards on the story rather than moving it forwards. Obviously left a lot of people confused, and we've spoken so much about the Rock segments. If you want to know my thoughts on any of the shows, there's opinion videos on the Wrestling Days Opinions channel. So JDS, shout out to you. The drunken trailblazer, the most electrifying Terramana that's worth shooting in your soul, The Rock. Yes, it was random. His appearances did leave people confused. The Rock reportedly doesn't know when he'll wrestle again for WWE. That coming from Wrestle Purists. So Christopher, thank you. Jazz, shout out to you. I like this theory. I don't know that it's correct. I mean, there's every chance that it's not. But there's enough here for me to go, oh, okay, I like it. So I just want to say The Rock is thinking 20 steps ahead. Sit down, enjoy the ride. The Rock said 20 steps ahead. That could be 20 days before January 27th, where Roman told Paul he'll mark his calendar. So we've got Roman appearing on January 27th, right? Did The Rock, in a subliminal way, basically tell us he was going to be on that show as well? Because it was the 7th. He said he's always 20 steps ahead. 20 steps from the 7th gets us to the 27th, which is when The Rock said he was going to be on Raw. Now, this segment for me was a car crash, right? It was him mumbling and waffling. And if he has put a little clever thing in there, that's great. It doesn't save the segment. None of my opinions change, but at least there would be something in there for us to go, well, that bit was good. Right? That was clever. When he said about the 20 steps and then 20 days later, he was on Raw, right? We'd give him credit for that. But until we get to January 27th, we don't even know that is true. Like, this could just be a theory and nothing more. So we're going to just have to park it. And on the 27th, we'll see if he's there. There's probably a chance he could be, in all fairness. There's probably a chance he could be, but we're going to have to wait and see. Right, apparently, so there was The Rock doing his thing. This was on TikTok, then now, whatever. And this man, CM Punk, was fed up with The Rock's promo. I mean, he wasn't alone. So there apparently is Punk, apparently. You can't quite see him, but apparently that's Punk. And as soon as The Rock does his final catchphrase, gone. That's it. Sin everything he needed to see. So it seems like, I mean, we believe Punk was there because there's pictures of him with Roxanne and Cora, both of them looking disappointed following their losses. So we believe Punk was there. And of course, it makes sense for Punk to be there because it was in LA. We know Punk wrestled the night before. And looks like Punk might have gone, well, he didn't stand and applaud, you know. Seen what I need to see, yeah. So there we go. That was the Rock folder. Let's go into Hulk Hogan, shall we? So, Wrestle Talk, Hulk Hogan was reportedly instantly disappointed with the reaction he got at the WWE Raw on Netflix premiere, but is now excited at taking advantage of the negative response, with talks within WWE of Hogan playing a heel character in future appearances. Well, I mean, I would say take this with a big pinch of salt because we've actually got other stories being communicated, right? So it's one of those kind of ratings, Netflix ratings situations where we don't quite know the truth on this. There has already been discussion that the next time they put Hogan on TV is to make him a heel or a bad guy, because the last time he was a bad guy, it worked wonders for his career. Hogan and some of the writers have since talked, and whenever Hogan comes back, if he were to be booed, they are going to expect it and lean into it. Plans are for Hogan to be a bad guy again and help out future storylines with another wrestler. That coming from the Daily Mail. Now, how often do we use the Daily Mail as a kind of source? We don't. The fact that he would be booed on Monday and all of this would now be in place, I struggle with this being true. I think there could be a shred of truth in there where, maybe he was a bit upset backstage about the reaction. And they were like, listen, we'll just lean into it next time, right? We'll be better prepared next time. If you come back and we get that, we'll lean into it. We can find a way forward. Don't worry about it. It could be just something thrown away, a throwaway comment, just to kind of like, it's all right. It'll be all right. We can work with this. It's okay. It's not that there's like plans and, oh my God, he's going to start working with Obafemi and, do you know what I mean? All this kind of stuff. So I do struggle with this story. I just feel like, certainly when you see the rest, right? Let's go back to the rest of it. So, Walter, shout out to you. Let's see what's being reported on this one. Seems WWE learnt a big lesson after Raw, as they may no longer have Hogan make live appearances. This from WrestleVotes. They will do a lot of documentary interviews with him going forwards. They may have him on commercials, but as far as live appearances, you may not see him as often. See what I mean? One side saying, oh, they're going to lean into it, they're going to make him a heel, all this kind of stuff. And then the other side, WrestleVotes, very good source, saying that might no longer have him make live appearances. So it's more conflicting stories. So just be aware of the full conversation. That's what I would say, right? Here, so Word of Wrestling said, I wonder why the Hogan segment hasn't been posted. Well, yeah, I wonder as well. So all these Raw clips went up, but no Hogan segments on the YouTube channel. This is something that I wanted to see. I also think this is part of the problem, right? I think I've actually watched a few Hogan apology videos, and what really strikes me is, and I don't know if I really noticed it at the time, is how much he keeps talking about how hard it's been for him. If you watch any of the Hogan apology videos where he apologizes, he'll apologize and say, yes, you know, I really hope the fans can forgive me. But it's not long until he goes, it's been so hard for me. And all of a sudden, it's poor me. You know, all of a sudden, it's back to being like, it's been so difficult. This has been one of the most difficult times in my life. Like, and it's like all the friends that know me, they know I'm not like this. And it's all, woe is me, you know? I mean, you said some really horrific stuff. You said some really bad stuff. And really, it should be more about, I'm really sorry. You know, I hope people can forgive me, rather than it's been really hard on me, you know? And I said, actually, I've not seen wrestlers posing with Hogan. Where's the pictures of Hogan and Triple H? Where's the pictures of Hogan with Nick Khan? Where's the pictures of Hogan with Bayley, with Rhea Ripley? Like, where's the pictures of Hogan with The New Day? Like, where are all these images and where is this footage? Just haven't seen anything. But now we finally do get this. And when I say this is part of the problem, what I mean is it's lovely to see someone actually posing with Hogan and being like really excited to be in his presence. But it's all promotion for a beer. They're drinking a beer and he can't help but mention it. And it's for him. It's another example of this moment not being for anyone really, but him to get this beer over. So I find it so frustrating. Actually, off the back of seeing this, I put a post out where I was like, let me know how you think about Hogan and let me know what you think the future relationship should be between Hogan and W. Do you think he should be gone, never to come back? Do you think they should use him as a TV character, turn him heel? Do you think that we need to get like more backstage interactions? Do we need to have him apologize again? Like, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I'm going to show you this clip. I think it's very interesting. Clip. This is Hogan and Ray.
The greatest luchador of all time, my brother.
And I say, true legend.
Drinking real American beer.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, man.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud. Very good. Really good. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you too. Thank you.
The greatest luchador.
Real American beer gets mentioned, and the bulk of the video is watching them both drink and then waiting for Ray's reaction, you know? So, again, where's Hogan going up to the current wrestlers going, I watch you, you're killing it, you're doing such a great job, you know? It's this footage that's getting put out. Whoever his PR team is, whoever's advising him, whoever's managing him, whoever's looking after him, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm not standing up for him, but I don't believe that he is like the devil. I do believe that like there's some good in there. And I feel like I just can't believe how badly this situation has just deteriorated, you know? I just don't know. I don't know what the future's going to hold for him. So, some more Hulk Hogan news coming to Fightful Select, brother. I've got Fightful Select here. So, Hogan returned to the programming. Basically to promote the Real American Beer brand. It was going to be a number of appearances, but this week's went awry. We don't know about the future appearances. He was booed. CNN picked up on it, but they did know there was a possibility that he could be booed. And so apparently he is not in great health. His physical condition is not very good. So that's why he stayed on the entranceway. And they've said that they know there's quite a few reasons as to why he got the reaction he got. There was a number of people online who suggested he came out as NWO Hogan to lean into it. But one source within WWE said that certainly wouldn't have been the original plan. We're trying to sell beer. We're not trying to get a 70-year-old over. So they're not going to back out of their partnership, but there is talk about the fact that they could have someone else help promote the beer. Maybe Rey. Maybe this is the start of Rey being that person. Who knows? So very interesting. Very interesting. And lots of conversation still to be had about Hulk Hogan. Okay, I think we've done a lot of the news and stuff. Let's go down into fun. So apparently Kim Jong Un has banned hot dogs in North Korea. The ban is to stop the spread of Western influence. Big Bronson Reed said 100%. Kimmy deserves at least 16 tsunamis. We stay loving glizzes. There, someone has mocked this picture up of Bronson delivering a tsunami to Ric Flair. He says, do y'all want to see a dead body? So, very, very good. Tops, we've acquired John Cena's event-worn sock from his WWE Netflix debut. The patch reading last time commemorates the start of his farewell tour and will be featured in a one-on-one card. I believe this is it. So, there we go. A bit of John Cena's sock that he wore the other day on the show available. Right, Corey, shout out to you. I think TJF sent me this as well. This clip kind of really doing the rounds. A few people have sent it over. Look at that. Way too many people here for it to be ARW Pro. But this is pretty legit. The height he gets, I would break that pogo stick so bad. I'm pretty sure I'd smash into the ceiling. I think that's what I would do. That's pretty fun. Corey, thank you. Yeah, this was bonkers, right? So Sheamus went on the overlap, and here he is with Gary Neville. Gary Neville, of course, an ex-Man United player. Sheamus, a massive Liverpool fan. And there he is, look, putting Gary Neville in a clover leaf. Say Liverpool are going to win the league. F Liverpool. So there we go, Sheamus putting Gary in a clover leaf. Right, Natty. Yeah, look at Theory in the background. Kind of photo bombing. A lot of people talking about Vanessa Hudgens' top as well. I think it says hot girls love pro wrestling, so I think that means we're all hot girls now, which is brilliant. I might add that to my bio. But yeah, Theory in the background. There was the hot girls love pro wrestling that Netflix even tweeted out about. And there's Vanessa backstage with some boomer and another boomer and another boomer and that boomer in the background. So Ewan, shout out to you. Theory's face in the background. Brother was struggling, so here you can see what. I mean, can you blame him, really? Can you blame him? What's he meant to do? He's got Nikki Bella, like, gyrating around in front of him. I think he did well to not look more, to be honest. So, bro in the back was about to pass out when he saw Nikki Bella get up. Oh, yeah, this footage has really done the rounds as well. So Roman comes out, and I think this kid was watching some on a phone, some device. As soon as Roman's music hits, boom. Straight into acknowledging. Northwest C, she literally stopped BSing to show respect. Baby girl knows how to acknowledge. Look at that on the table. How to acknowledge greatness. This clip really doing the rounds. Really doing the rounds. I've been tagged in that loads. Yeah, this is kind of cool. So here you can see, massive fan. Did you win an award last night? I won a Golden Globe. This is how I celebrate. Congrats to you. I won too. I saw. So this is the WWE footage of CM Punk interacting with Kieran Culkin. I actually don't know who Kieran Culkin is. I've been told he's Macaulay Culkin's brother. I didn't even know Macaulay Culkin had a brother, but he does look a bit like him if that is true. So there we go. Yeah, really cool. Did you win an award last night? Yeah, I won a Golden Globe. Right, Angie, shout out to you. This video doing the rounds. WWE Superstars were made to be in Netflix shows. So what they did is they got Netflix shows. They got WWE Superstars. They kind of superimposed them in. And they asked the superstars to try and guess what's the character from the show and the show. Who's the WWE Superstar?
What show is this from? It's giving dad.
Come on, tick, tick, boom!
We took your favorite Netflix characters, merged their face with WWE wrestlers, and then asked these guys to figure out who was who.
She actually looks good with short hair.
We got Rhea Ripley in a haircut that I can see her actually rocking.
In a weird world, it almost looks like there hasn't been a face swap.
The character is 7.
Bronson 7.
11. Duh. I'm so mad because I watched that whole season. What a loser.
Rhea kind of slays as 11. Watch out, Millie Bobby Brown. Rhea Ripley's coming for your spot.
This is Bianca Belair from Bridgerton, but I do not know the name of this queen. I'm that person that watch shows, but know nobody named by the end of the series is done. It's horrible.
The sass of this photo.
We all agree on that.
Is my oos Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
I know it. I know it. I don't know it. I love it, and this is gonna live rent-free in my head for the rest of my life.
He's in a tie, and maybe he's a scientist. I'm just gonna say Stranger Things. They may not be it.
You're totally, absolutely, 100% wrong.
And it's Roman Reigns as the professor from Money Heist. Is that right?
Come on, tick, tick, boom!
Oh, every Monday and Friday. There couldn't be a more perfect merge of two characters because Liv Morgan gives Wednesday every Monday and Friday.
Oh, one of our favorites.
I want to see that Liv Morgan one.
And it's gonna be Wednesday. Boom, boom.
This is Liv Morgan as Wednesday. And you know what? There couldn't be a more perfect merge. This is Bayley.
Oh, it is?
And the hairstyle got me. Upon further investigation, this is Bayley as the Queen. And Bayley is the Queen from The Crown.
Bayley as, I'd assume,
Our
Elizabeth
queen.
from The Crown.
Come on!
I need to show this to her so she could probably use this as a gimmick.
Great British Bake Off. Bayley.
It's a good effort.
Yeah, great.
It's very British. It's Bayley, and that is Queen Elizabeth from The Crown.
I was in the country at least.
WWE is coming to Netflix.
There we go. That's good. That was good. I had to keep skipping forward because it was like 3 minutes 20 odd long, but I wanted to make sure that we covered those. Right, look at this. Trinity, I would like everyone to know that Truth and I are no longer on speaking terms because he's always busy doing TikToks but to do them with me, but he does them with Nia all day. So he does TikToks with Nia and he's not doing them with Naomi. So we're no longer on speaking terms. Fallen out. Fade said this girl absolutely folded when Roman Reigns looked her way. She did. She did. TJF1983 said, I've seen everything now. Rob Van Dam, want to smoke like RVD? Well, now you can with official RVD glass bongs. Official glass bongs. Amazing. It was about time. Right, New York Times are reporting that TKO is close to creating a boxing league with Saudi Arabia's public investment funds. This has been long rumoured, long spoken about. Dana White has spoken about it during press conferences. We've touched on it actually in, I think, previous Unscenes, but it seems like it is getting closer now. So not only are we going to have UFC, WWE, looks like there could be well, actually, there's already a third brand because I think, didn't they buy bull riding not that long ago? The Professional Bull Riding League. So I think they've got that already. And it looks like they're starting up a boxing league. And that's going to be very interesting. I'm very interested in I want to say covering that, but obviously we don't know who's in it, when it's going to start, where it's going to air. We don't know any of those details, but I'm interested. So yeah, Robin, thank you. Chelsea Green is interested in bringing back her podcast, but she's just struggling for ideas, how it should be presented, what to talk about. She's asked for feedback, so that's what that is. Little Fuego, shout out to you. R-Truth said, when I was a kid, I grew up watching my childhood hero, John Cena, have countless battles with The Rock. I finally had a chance to meet the final boss. Name this team. So there we go. We got The Rock and we got R-Truth. He finally gets to meet The Rock. Right, Word Wrestling, shout out to you. Yes, Nia is back. So happy to see Nia back on social media. So very good. I'm pleased she's back as well. And TJF 1983, future tag team champs. Here's Bayley with the San Jose Shark, just posing away. Of course, she was at the game the other day. Okay, let's go into the community folder. So Fitzy said, I got another comment this time from Piper Niven, so really cool. Brilliant. If you've not seen these, I've retweeted them. They're out there. You've got to check out these clips. They are so good. So go to Fitzy's account, actually, and you'll be able to see all the video clips over there. So Fitzy, brilliant. Junk Wax Obsessed said, got a couple more Wyatt Sicks cards came in today. Look at these. Brilliant. Darren said, with all the Jumping Bomb Angels and female wrestling love, I'm sharing a picture of my copy of Ringside Angels on the Mega Drive. I've never seen this game. Legit, I don't think I've ever seen this game. Mega Drive cartridge, Ringside Angels. I mean, this looks like it's Japan only, is it, or something? I mean, I don't believe this was ever... Look at the graphics. I don't think this was ever, available in the UK, was it? I've never seen this. I've never seen it. I don't even think I've ever played it. I don't remember having ever seen this game ever before. So I want to go and check this out now. I'm really intrigued to give this a go. This might be my new favorite wrestling game. The fact I've never heard of it though, or seen it, probably doesn't mean it's that great. But this is an amazing item that you've got, dudes. I'm legit jealous. So there we go. Brilliant. Love that. Chelsea Green, thank you. This is exactly as it should be. WrestleBuzz said fixed it for you and made them all Chelsea Green. Look at that. And Chelsea Green actually quote tweeted it. Brilliant work from WrestleBuzz. Metal Mama, well done. She was interacting with R-Truth. She said, you're too busy to make TikToks with Naomi, but I saw you live tonight, and for the few days on TikTok, we might need to start calling him Butch instead. I'm joking. So, Metal Mama, stirring the pots with this whole Naomi R-Truth situation, and it was spotted by Brandon as well, so there we go. I'm so proud of this community for going out there and causing trouble. More of that. Lady Spectre, shout out to you. Got a like and a follow from R-Truth. No Jumping Bomb Angel stuff in this one. First time in a long time, actually. Right, we've got a couple of thanks folders again. We've got the normal thanks folder and the Wyatt's thanks folder. Of course, the Wyatt Sicks tweeted, and so many of you tagged me in that, which I really appreciate. So let's blast down this. We'll blast down the Wyatt one. So Kapata, thank you. Tagging me in the CM Punk moment. Same with Angie as well. Appreciate it. Look, Macaulay Culkin's brother. Didn't even know he had a brother. Lynette, thank you. Tagging me in that moment with the kid acknowledging. TJF 1983, thank you. Tagging me in the Nikki Bella moments. Robin, thank you. Tagging me in the Hulk Hogan news. Robin again, tagging me in the overlap news. Here we've got Christopher tagging me in the Rey and Hogan bit. Manuel, shout out to you, tagging me in the Chelsea Green podcast news. Charlie, thank you, tagging me in the CM Punk Seth Rollins very real animosity news. Christopher, shout out to you, tagging me in the Big Bronson Reed news. Robbie with the retweet, really appreciate it. Same with Ajax. We have no idea how to pronounce this name. I am just going to go with Scott. Bradley, appreciate the retweet, dude. Hieronymus Drake, thank you, my friends. Word of Wrestling, Appreciate it, buds. Wrestling's biggest fan. Thank you, bud. Brown666. Thank you, my friend. Raymond. Really appreciate it, dude. Emmanuel. Thank you, buds. Robin. Really appreciate it. Lynette. Thank you, my friend. Sweet Chin Wrestling. Billy. Milo. Jang Tae Sang. Appreciate all the support and the retweets. Let's go into the Wyatt's folder. So, Princess Kutab Itch. Kalen. We've got TJ. We've got Pata D Stormblist. We got James Grant. We've got Fitzy. Anime Fiend Zeno. We got Ratchet. We got Kelly the Wise Lady. Little Fuego. Bradley. Thomas. Chris. Abby. Walter J. Word of Wrestling. Motusmedia.b. TJF1983. Brandon. Austin Cooper. Craig. FGC Dads, J Omega, Edward, Arrows One. Thank you to the community. Thank you to everyone that has supported this series and the channel. Really do appreciate it. So much stuff in this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. And I may even need to do a bonus one for you tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Just so much going on in wrestling right now. We are eating good.